Here's the deal. The other day my friend sent me some pictures that she got from the darkroom. That doesn't say anything. From the darkroom. So the darkroom is amazing. I love the darkroom. They were the lab that I first used when I got into film photography before I got my own developing and scanning setup. But the scans from the darkroom that she sent me looked a little bit funky. So I thought that I would do a little comparison with one of my oldest, also one of my favorites still to this day, film photos that I took back in like November. What I'm gonna do today is compare the scan that the darkroom sent me, and then I'm gonna take my own scan of the negative that they mailed me, compare them, and see if I can match that effect, whatever edit it was that the darkroom did. Because my theory, see if my theory is right, is that the darkroom does not send you regular raw scans. So we're gonna see today if we can match what the darkroom sent me, and if we can't, whatever.
You can do it! You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!
First things first, we're gonna scan it on my Epson V600 scanner. We're going to scan it using Silverfast into Lightroom, and then we're gonna use Negative Lab Pro to turn it around. For the two scans that I'm going to use, because I figured might as well try two different things. One is going to be the completely unedited scan, so standard color tones and standard curve correction, and then the second is going to be what I typically use with all of my photos that I put on my Instagram, and that's going to be Kodak Color Profile and Highlight Soft. Cool. So we'll pop over to the scanner real quick, get those scanned, and then come back into Lightroom and edit them. See what we can do there. Cool? Cool. All right, so here we got the scan that the darkroom sent me straight up. This is it. This is what they emailed me. This one is the completely unedited version. I'm honestly unsure why there's a slight zoom difference. I believe it's just the crop because I cropped my own negative, and maybe they just punched in a little bit here. Not quite sure there. Anyways, this is the completely unedited version, so standard color. No curve correction at all. That's what we get. That's pretty much the negative. Cool. And this one is with Highlight Soft, and that's just a little preset that's available with Negative Lab Pro and the Kodak Color Profile. Cool. So we've got our three. Kodak, this is what it would pretty much look like if it were going on my Instagram. Here's the completely raw version, and here is the Negative Lab Pro version. So let's work with this one and see if we can make that look more like this. Cool. So what I always do when I start editing photos is Shift Command U. Okay, automatic color, automatic white balance correction. So obviously over here, corrected the white balance a little bit, and let's do that on this one as well. So that one, it cooled this one down and it warmed this one up just a little bit because this was the original, and that's what we're looking at now. Cool. So what I see over here is a lot more contrast and kind of a little bit less detail in the shadows. Okay. Over here we can still see that tire tread a little bit more clearly, and there's just a little bit less contrast in the leaves and everything. Oops. Cool. So right off the bat, and this might also be what I've heard word on the street, is that they just throw a little S curve on there right away. Cool. So bring that black level down, bring the shadow level down, and it looks like, you see what's happening right here? It looks like they've raised the black point just a little bit. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna raise my black point just a little bit. Cool. See what I did? So you can kind of tell Maybe we'll do a little bit more. Cool. Just a little bit. And then that is looking a bit more like that right there. Tracking? How are we doing so far? Good? Good. So, they definitely brought the highlights down. I can tell right off the bat that they brought the highlights down a little bit. So I'm gonna bring the highlights down just a hair. And over here, that just gives a little bit more definition into those branches that are lit up. Cool. I always find it interesting. Oops. I always find it interesting when I raise the highlights here and then crush the highlights here, but whatever, it is what it is. All right, so there was a distinctly warmer vibe on the darkroom scan, so I'm going to add just a bit of warmth and just a bit more magenta in there to see if we can sort of mirror that. Okay, maybe just a little bit more magenta. Cool. I think that's looking pretty good right now. The contrast is still just a little bit higher in the negative lab, or sorry, in the darkroom image. So I'm just gonna bump that contrast up a tiny little bit here, and I'm gonna raise my blacks. That is doing essentially, that's complementing what I did down here with those colors. Cool. So right now we're looking pretty good. The only thing, I think I may have warmed it up a little bit too much, like just a hair too much up here. Oops. Up here. So I'm just gonna bring that down to like 9. Cool. I think that's looking pretty ace. What about you guys? Do you think that looks ace? Besides the crop. Let's just fix the crop for shits and giggles. That's gonna be right here. And then, oh, no, that's not where it's supposed to be. Right, yeah, good to go. Awesome. For all intents and purposes, I think that is the same image. What is it? Ooh, what is that? You guys see what's going on there? You see what's going on there? There's a little geometry correction. There's the circles are more circular there than they are here. I wonder if that could be a little lens correction issue. Enable profile corrections. Set up default. Make none. Ooh. Nope. Got nothing here. Manual. Distortion. Nope. None of that. You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to do that. I think that's good enough. So now, pretty much. Ooh, wait. I'm seeing something. I think I threw too much contrast on there. Okay. So yeah, there's a little bit. Cool. All right. Anyways, sorry. That's pretty much the same image. Let's check what the original looked like. This was straight off the scanner, no adjustments, and this is what it looked like. That is a comparison to what the darkroom sent me. Cool. And now both of these, as compared to this one, now this one doesn't even look quite the same. All right, so obviously this is going to be just a bit less magenta. Sorry, just a bit more magenta and a bit warmer. Cool. Now we're getting to that same spot. Maybe a tad more warmth. Not that much. Let's do like +2. Cool. All right. Touch more contrast. Awesome. Let's bring those highlights up this time, actually. Yep. Bring the shadows down just a bit. And then, just because I'm freestyling here, that's a lot of clarity. I'll just bring that clarity ever so slightly up. Kind of like how that looks. And then, just as we did before, nope. We're gonna do the most mild S curve ever. We're gonna bring up that black point And we'll bring up the black point here just a touch too. Now you're kind of seeing that's the same type of deal is going on here, but we're not quite there yet. So let's bring the black point up here. Awesome. Now we're talking. That was actually too much. Cool. I like that. I like how we're looking there. Awesome. The color of the car is a little bit off, but yeah. Yeah, so what we're gonna do there is actually go down to here, this color tab, and we're gonna take the aqua. We're just gonna make it more aqua, just a bit more aqua, and then we're gonna take the blue. The aqua is gonna go a little bit to the green side, so that's all the way green. We'll just do a little bit over here, and that I think matches the color a bit better. Blue is gonna go a little bit more towards the blue side, and we're looking good. You know what? I think I went the wrong direction there. Okay, cool. Now we're matching. Okay, all is good. How long have we been doing this? 10 minutes? That's not bad. Cool. So now all three photos look passably similar. The only thing that I'm seeing right now is actually the greens in the background, so we can actually take these greens and bring them up, saturate them just a little bit. Yellows, saturate them just a little bit more. Hue yellow is gonna go to green, right? So yellow is gonna just go a little bit more green, not quite that much. And now we're looking kind of like this other photo over here. After this, we're gonna kind of adjust to taste, season to taste, and we're looking good. We're looking good here. So I can also tell one last thing is that they threw on a vignette, right? Which I'm not gonna throw in right now, just because I don't really want to. But that's another thing that it looks like they very subtly threw on, because this is bright, this is kind of dark. This is bright, this is kind of still bright, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes any sense. Cool. And then this one, again, very similar already, but we're gonna take these greens, make them just a bit more saturated. We're gonna take these yellows, turn them into just a bit of green over here, and then we're gonna turn up that saturation, and now we're looking good. Now these photos, for the most part, besides that geometry correction, are identical. So as you can tell, oops, let's stop this recording here. Bam, money. As you can tell, the darkroom does not send you raw files, and it takes a bit of work to get them to what the darkroom sends you. So if I was one of the film purists and I was of the ideology that film is film and you can't edit it or you're not a real film photographer, then obviously I just proved myself wrong, because the scans that I got from the lab, turns out, are actually edited. And so the raw scans straight from the negative do not look like the raw files from the lab that you're going to be getting. So I just think that's a little interesting, little food for thought. And yeah, hopefully this helped you out. It is 2:30 on a Saturday, and Chick-fil-A is about to close for the weekend, so I'm going to go get some of that. And until next time, it's been real, and it has also been fun, and also real fun. So keep doing your thing. Peace.